Yeah, check this out.
Talk more about how like the concept of disposability now when it comes to dating, especially gay dating, is like absolutely insane. Like one thing I've been saying a lot recently is like y'all don't have like a dating pool, like y'all have dating puddles, like water
I
droplets.
just realized
And
you
let me
kept
explain
saying
what I'm saying.
y'all.
I'm not trying to like police what people are and aren't attracted to or whatever, but it just blows my mind how people will be black but then not want to date black people. How people will be femme but not want to date other people who may have a little femininity in them. Like it
That's true.
irks my nerves, I guess, because
Dating in black gay culture is absolutely difficult, but does it have to be? I'm talking to my guests to see if we can figure out a way to get out of this damn dating pool tonight on Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. The show starts right now. What up, though? I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman on IG. It's time for a new episode of Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. It's still our short, bullshit free step out of our comfort zone to talk about all the emotional ups and downs along the journey to happiness. Hopefully, this is our midweek reminder of how dope it is to be black gay men and love black gay men. I knew I was different when I was in the first grade and I wanted to stand next in line next to this one of my classmates. I didn't know why at the time, but I was just drawn to him. Then I didn't realize I was gay until I read And This Too Shall Pass by Elin Harris. Literature was my gateway to understanding who I was, understanding what I liked, and giving language to why I was so different. That's why I'm excited to be joined tonight by the author of the new book, I'm Nobody's Maybe. Please welcome Dedric Tillerson to the show. Dedric, are you there? Yay! He's muted. Are you muted still? You unmuted him? Okay.
I'm
Oh, see,
unmuted.
you got it. Hey, D. How are you?
Hello. I am amazing.
I am so excited to have you here. This is your first time on Dear Black Gay Men, so I told everybody yesterday to make sure they treated you right. You keep going muted. He muted again. You got it. Okay.
And I'm not muted.
Okay, there you go. It's on our end. It's not you.
I was gonna say, oh no.
It's not you.
Oh,
But so
okay.
you just so for everybody knows, you look like you in a hotel room because you were traveling. I ain't gonna tell the people where you are.
Yeah.
You can tell them where you are, but I ain't gonna tell them where you
In an undisclosed location.
are.
That just so happens to might be in a city that has a street named Bourbon.
That's what I like to hear. I will be there in 2 days. I can't wait. Hopefully, I get to see you. Now you tall as hell, so I should be able to just look over the crowd and see your face, right?
You're not gonna be able to miss me.
Are you gonna wear
You're
like
not gonna
now? Since you in New Orleans, we know you there for the red dress run, right? You gonna wear a ball gown or something?
no.
Okay, because it's
So,
hot as hell in New Orleans, from what they tell me.
absolutely. And I tried the Karen Clark sheer dress a couple years ago,
Did you
and
have the Karen Clark
no,
sheer like 2-inch heel?
listen, no. But I had me
Okay,
had me a good one arm, shoulder off the side
I'm
with a
here for
hat,
it.
a good church hat
A
on.
church hat. Oh no, you better to be, because I am trying to be as naked as possible when I get down to Bourbon Street, because it's gonna be muggy and Lake Pontchartrain is like 3 blocks away. It's I want to be I want
Lesson
to be
learned.
a whisper away from naked when I get to Bourbon Street, and we
Lesson
gonna be
learned.
drinking. Oh, child. I'll be good.
I don't
Okay,
drink.
Dean. We are going to be talking about your book, but before we get to that, are you ready to get into the episode?
I am.
All right, let's start the show. Hit it. Every time I have a guest on the show, I ask the same question to start. What have you had it with in black gay culture, D? What have you had it with?
Deep breath. Listen, y'all don't beat me up on this, but I have had it with zodiac signs being the immediate determinant if we can have a conversation to get to know each other. I am so tired of that being the thing that could be the end all to be all.
Are you a Leo?
No, I'm an Aries.
Okay. Cause I mean, like there are certain I will say for me, there are certain zodiacs that are red flags. Leo and Gemini are top of the list.
But
Top of the
why?
list. Because I had like so my dating history. When I in my teens, 20s, and 30s, I dated 5 Gemini. They were all born on the same day of the same year. And then I dated a
Ooh,
Gemini that was born on a different day, and those were all June Geminis. Then I dated one that was born in May. And I was like, God is trying to tell me something about these damn Geminis. And I learned my lesson. But something about them Geminis just ugh. And then the last guy I dated was a Leo.
great sign. But I mean,
So Kaiser, the camera guy Kaiser is here. His birthday was yesterday, so he's a
happy
Leo as well.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Kaiser! Yay! But what have you heard that keeps people like? Do people have problem with Aries?
I feel like everybody has a problem with Aries.
I don't. I
Um,
love y'all. Y'all be ready to fight.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we can be a little spicy. I'm an April Aries, born April the 4th, true Aries. I'm all the things Aries, sun rising, falling, earth, all the above.
The
I'm
orbit,
Aries
all
through.
of it is Aries.
Yes, I'm Aries all the way through. It just bothers me that we spend more time vested in someone's zodiac sign than actually getting to know them.
Okay.
Because a lot of times the issue is it's not the zodiac sign as it is like your upbringing and things that you've experienced and traumas that you've gone through. But we equate that to the sign because of how they react to certain things, which I don't think is fair.
I think we also equate it to like trauma we have experienced from those signs, and we kind of just generalize it to everybody. Now, everybody that was born on this day or during this part of the year is like that.
Mhm.
I do believe that we are a lot more of our zodiac than we give ourselves credit for, but I don't think that that should be a deal breaker by itself. Cause like
It
I'm a
is. Ever since I moved to Texas, it's been
Vir.
that way. I don't
But
know.
like I'm Virgo, and people say that we are controlling, we're bossy, we're hyper analytical, and all of that is true. I don't deny the Virgo hate that's in the world. It's just I have done some work to unlearn a lot of it for myself. And if you don't explore that with me about me, then you would never know.
Agreed. And I think that that's the biggest thing, what you said at the end, is that we're just not exploring. We're holding everyone accountable to what someone else has done, who just so happens
Yeah.
to be that sign.
But I think we do that, in a whole bunch of aspects of our
Oh, yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
Not
Absolutely.
zodiac, sexual position, mannerisms, all the things. We kind of just generalize and make it seem as if we're all the same if we identify or express in a certain way. And I think that is problematic. That's why so many of us stuck in a dating pool, which we will talk about in your book.
Whew.
I'm Nobody's Maybe, because it's a
Listen.
good one. I've read it. You ready for what I've had it with?
Yes, I want to hear it.
So I got to give some context. So we started Dear Black Gay Men for a while, and we were doing one show a week. And then recently we went to doing it one show a day. We go live every day, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. And we have the chat that's over here that everybody sees. I've had it with the girls that don't do shit, that all they got is criticism about girls who are doing shit. I've had it. Had it. So yesterday in the chat, I don't know, we started talking about queer love, and somehow we got to the fact that my father is an immigrant. And somebody had the unmitigated gall to get in the live stream and say, well, you should just go back to where your father's from. Cause I said that
Oh,
America has a problem. Very Beyonce, very Virgo of me. I said America has a problem. And they
mhm.
said to me, you need to go back to where your daddy from. Okay, bitch.
Wow.
Give me a link to your podcast so I can come harass you.
Exactly.
And clearly she had nothing.
It is audacity.
The unmitigated God. Now, let me also say what I love about the comments is the people in the chat here, the DBGM fan was like, hold on, bitch. Go on the show, click the link and say that with your chest. Everybody was like, who is this bitch? But needless to say, we had no more issues out of that particular person. But I've just had it with the girls who don't do nothing but say complaining about people who are. That's just me.
Period.
Okay, that's was I've had it. I'm supposed to do this. Okay. This is one of my. You ready? Okay, this is one of my favorite segments called Top 5. Hit it. This is our recurring segment where me and my guests give our top 5. If you agree, give this episode a thumbs up. If you disagree, let us know in the comments what's your top 5. This is top 5 ways to know you are ready to date. All right, D. My number 1 to number 5. Number 5 for me is you're not mad at your ex anymore. That's how you know you're ready to date. You ever been there, like you've ended something and you just like was distraught, you was upset, you couldn't even look at his picture? You ever had one of those?
Yes.
I think the second that you get over where you can just be, where he becomes a normal person in life again, he's just a regular Joe Schmo. I think that's how you know you're ready to date again.
Love it.
What's your next one? Number 4.
Number 4 would be, you know you're ready to date when you can successfully date yourself.
Ooh, that's
you
a
can
good
take
one.
yourself out on a date and not feel like you need to have someone beside you, that you can have a drink, you can eat food, you can sit at a bar and it just be you and be comfortable with you. I feel like you know that you are ready to date because you fully understand yourself.
I don't know that, but I agree with you. I absolutely believe that's a good sign that you're ready to date, but I don't think we do that a lot in our culture. Do you?
We don't.
Like I at my big age just got to a point where I feel very confident walking anywhere, going anywhere, doing anything by myself. Like I'm about to take myself to the beach in a couple weeks after the red dress run. But like taking a vacation by myself would have been out of the question months ago, let alone years ago.
Why?
Because I think it does take a whole lot of confidence to branch out and be who you are without, a friend group or your associates qualifying it. Like, I don't know that I explored how to have fun with me.
Okay.
Which I mean that socially, I mean that sexually, I mean a whole bunch of things. Like I have gone through a self-exploration on a whole bunch of levels. Rolando DD in the chat says, I love me. Sip Sauce says, I do definitely. J926 says, I definitely do. I take myself out all the time. Y'all are better than me. I aspire to be that evolved. Shout out to you. Let me Okay, number 3 is I think another number 3 is you're out of your hoe phase.
Ooh.
Like
what point is that determined?
I mean, I believe in a hoe phase. I believe that how you need to sow your wild up. For some people, that's penetrative sex. For some people, that's a rebound date person. But you need to have your outside phase after a season of inside. I believe.
I agree.
But I don't think it's only sex though, because a lot of people see a whole phase and they think it's only sex. I think you just need to be outside when you've been inside for a while, and when you can be back inside and kick it, like you said, date yourself. I think that's a good sign that you're ready to date.
I love that.
Okay, number 2, what you got?
Number 2 is when you can get out of the shower, stand in the mirror in your full nakedness and your full body, and know and tell yourself that you are the one, that you are enough. Tells me that you're ready to date.
That you're nobody's maybe.
Yes.
You can pick yourself. That is it. I love that. I love that. I used to be really skinny and I hated the way I looked. And I think that's why I attracted a whole bunch of men that either massaged my ego or that made me feel like shit. So that resonated with me deep. In a real way, D. Appreciate it. Is it okay if I call you D?
Absolutely.
Okay, because
it makes for an easier flow to conversation, doesn't it?
I mean, I be trying to let me not say that because people have been criticizing me in the comments and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to go off the deep end like I would have normally. But okay, top 5. Number 1 is you stop thinking your last relationship was a waste of time. When we start dating someone, our goal is for it to become a relationship. And when it doesn't, it's easy to believe that it was a waste of time because the intended outcome didn't happen. But what I know for sure is that every relationship that ends will teach you something that will help the relationship that lasts if you give yourself space enough to learn those lessons. That was top 5. Thank you so much, D. Remember, for everybody, the DBGN family drives what we do here on Dear Black Gay Men. If you want to join me and D on the show and share your 2 cents about any of the topics that we discussed tonight, you can go to livestream.dearblackgaymen.com. The link is in the description and it is pinned in the comments. We will be right back.
Do you know your HIV status? When you do, you can take control of your sexual health. HIV self-tests give you the power to decide when and where to test. You just swab and stick it in the tube. Test in the privacy of your own space. You can set a timer, sit back, and wait. In as little as 20 minutes, you'll know your results. No matter your test results, you have a community waiting to support you.
I love being able to test where I want.
I love that it's confidential and quick.
You gotta love free.
It makes me feel empowered.
When I show myself love, I show my community love.
It's important to know my status.
It's important to know your status.
It's cool to know, you know?
If we all get tested, we can stop HIV together. Learn more about HIV testing, including free HIV self-tests at cdc.gov/HIV self-testing.
Welcome back to Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. I am Jay the Gentleman. It's time for some church announcements. Hit it. Every week, I write about the ups and downs of my dating journey on our blog on Substack. It's a deep dive into my emotional and sexual trials while I manifest my man in 2025. You can join for free by clicking the screen now, or the link is in the description. In dating, every black man, this is what I know, only wants 2 things: to be seen and to feel safe. Seen meaning I want who I am to be appreciated as I am. We all present versions of ourselves to keep the peace, because honestly, nobody will be able to handle any black man if we actually said what we think or acted how we feel. But when we're dating, we start to peel back the layers of emotional armor we've built. We're all asking ourselves, can I actually be just me? And safety comes when I start being myself. Will you weaponize that against me? If I show you that I'm emotional, will you call me a bitch ass nigga? Or if I need some time to myself, will you start an argument because I'm not validating your feelings? But this is where black queer culture misses the mark. We can't see each other because we have a narrative of how black men should show up playing in our minds. Like, if he's masculine, he should be the top and he should be the aggressor and he should ask me out. Or if he's sensitive, then he should man the fuck up and he should get out of his feelings. Those stories we tell ourselves about black men blind us to who we actually are and how we actually navigate queer culture. But where there's no sight, there can never be safety. And that's all we want, is to be seen and to be safe. Imagine what our culture, our lives, and our relationships would look like if we created more safety by actually seeing each other. Dating can be simple, dear black gay men, if we allow ourselves to see it that way. I discovered this on a trip to the park, of all places. You can comment "see" and I'll send you the story. Follow for more dope queer stories. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, the story will be linked in the description. The best way to support what we do here on Dear Black Gay Men is to become a YouTube member. Members get access to exclusive conversations, the members-only chat, behind-the-scenes content, and you can join me to chop it up right here on the show. And a portion of your super chats will be donated to an Atlanta area nonprofit providing HIV prevention and care in black gay culture. Hit the join button below this episode or send a super chat of any amount. For all the latest updates, follow me everywhere on socials at JAI The Gentleman on Instagram and Threads. That concludes our church announcements. Please govern thyself accordingly. When we come back, D will be back on the show. But during the break, let me know in the comments, what's one way a black man, can make you feel safe? And we will be right back. The show got good. I thought I was spicy vanilla, but tonight I've learned I'm deep into the extremist end of the kink freak spectrum. Then it got even better. He nutted, then asked me if he could pee in me, and I was nervous. What did it feel like? But it felt good. Live from the back room every Thursday on YouTube. Welcome back to Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. My guest today is the author of the new book, I'm Nobody's Maybe. It's the story of the ups and downs along the main character's journey to happiness. At the end, we get to see if he finds it or not. Dedric Tillerson is joining me. I've read Nobody's Maybe. D, I'm wondering, where did you get these stories from? Are you there?
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
You ready for the answer?
Where did you get them from? Is it you?
So I live them.
Like,
um,
so for everybody, so for the format of the book is it is 10 short stories about 10 love stories that the main character goes through. Are you the main character in all of them? Are you
I am the main character.
Some of the others?
Yeah, so I'm the main character, but some of the others resonated with some of the things that I've gone through with people that I've dated too. So I'm a little bit of both. The main character is really who Cam actually, and just a little sidebar story on it. My mother was naming me Cameron, and my grandmother told her no, and that's how I got the name. Well, she had said my name would be Dedric, and so that's where the name of the main character came from. Technically, it was supposed to be my name, so.
And now look at you, D and Cam, walking hand in hand in the new book, I'm Nobody's Maybe. How'd you come up with that title? I know how you came up with it because it's in the book, but how'd you come up with it?
Yes and no, right? So it actually, I was at a bar in when I was living in Atlanta called Hammers over in College Park. And I met these two young ladies who had just published their book. And I was like, oh my God, I want to write a book too. And this was probably maybe a year and a half before I'd even started to write the book. And I was explaining to her what the book would be about. And the young lady said, she pulled a quad on me. She was like, no, baby, no.
No, baby.
She said, your book is going to be called. Right. She said your book is going to be called. Yeah, she said my book is going to be called I'm Nobody's Maybe. She said because you're so beautiful. You're such a beautiful person. I don't even know you, but I just your spirit is so beautiful. And every story I feel like that you can tell, I need you to know first that you need to not be anybody's maybe. So that's where it came from.
Okay, I'm perfect that you said that. So the last sentence on the last page says, for once, Cam felt like maybe, just maybe this time, having gone through countless emotions, he knew he had always been the prize. But more importantly, Cam would no longer be anybody's maybe. Do you think that Black gay men are our own maybe? Because the whole book, it feels like Cam never picked himself.
I definitely think so. And you're absolutely right. I think that many people thought that, and not to give too much away, that the story was going to end a happily ever after Disney version, but I kept it real. The reality of it is that the nice guy didn't finish at all.
I just felt like you kept it open for like part 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very Elin Harris. This was very Just As I Am, waiting on If This Were All Mine. Like, It feels very Elin Harris-y of you, which is a compliment.
And thank you so much. And since you said that, I wrote this book based on the way that he wrote. He's one of my favorite literary writers. And when I went on this journey to start writing this book, I was like, if I want to capture the attention of my people to the community, it has to do a couple things. Number one, it has to hit you hard in the beginning, and 2, it has to keep you there. And I started off, and the book was probably 16 chapters, and I ended up editing it down to 10 because, number one, the attention span of the person today needs to be able to read something, get a nice little gut punch, make them feel, go through the Mary J. Blige emotions from start to finish, happy, sad, mad, glad, and then bring them in.
The Mary J. Blige of it. Now, because I will say that the book is filled with a whole lot of like before the show started, I said, like, you get to a point in the book where I really was rolling my eyes at what was happening. Like, oh, another, oh God. And then the absolute next sentence, I was like, hold on, Jay. You need to be a little more compassionate because people are people and they have emotions and feelings and all the things. And so that's, I think that the way the book is crafted is it takes you on a roller coaster. That's part of the one of the reasons why I love talking to authors is because y'all take like very mundane day-to-day experiences and turn it into something that keeps us glued.
Mhm. And that was the thing. And to be honest with you, I worked with my editor because I wrote the whole book before it even went into editing. And there are chapters that were actually supposed to be in different spaces and places, but we rearranged them so that it made sense and kept you on that roller coaster. I mean, going back to the statement that I made, I wanted to make sure that it hit you in the gut, made you feel. Gave you a reaction, made you get up and look in the mirror, throw the book across the room and say, this is me, pick it back up, maybe get you a drink, come back, read it again, throw it across the bed, fall asleep with it on your chest, wake up again and say, bitch, are you kidding me? I feel like that I embodied all of that in this story.
I think you did. Okay, so I'm on page 28. This is a story. I told you this is one of my faves. The chapter is called what is the chapter called? The chapter's called If Finances Could Talk. The main character, Cam, is being confronted by one of his love interests. And this is what love interest, his name is Jason, says. He says, you act like you have everything figured out, like you're this unattainable figure people should worship. But when it comes to real connections, have you ever wondered why everyone left you? You're good looking, sure, but that's all you are. You only know how to show the world what you want them to see and what they'll admire. The rest of it is all smoke and mirrors. Why do you think Black gay men invest so much energy in looking like we have it all together?
Because I feel like that's what society tells us that we need to do. I was just having a conversation yesterday, actually, and we were talking about checking off all the boxes. And just in my own personal life, I feel like I've done what society told me that I needed to do. I went to school. I got the degrees. I had a career. I got the house, the cars, all the things that people would say that these things are what we need to do to make sure that we are set and have living the quote unquote American dream. I think we all live, or not we all, but in our community, we strive to get to that. And then when we do get to a certain point, then the smoke and mirrors part comes in to where we start having to be too flashy to our people around us, our friends, to try to prove a point, to say that, oh, we have these things and I've worked for these things. And in a lot of cases, some people aren't, necessarily where in their mind, they feel like they are or need to be. But we want to put on a facade so that, number one, we can attract who we want to attract, to have the friends that we want to have. And then three, be able to be out in the public and be able to walk a walk that, and maybe and again in the mind that we can't, necessarily walk, but you're never going to know that. And that was kind of how I wrote that piece of the story. That individual did bring that to me, and it was a very gut punching moment. It was like, you just think you're perfect, that you check all the boxes, like you're attractive, but like it's all smoke and mirrors. But the reality of it is I had to make the reader be able to see that and give you that thought process that you got. But like, I'm like, in real life, I check all the damn boxes. What you mean? So we're having that conversation in real life, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, who the hell are you talking to? Like, do you want me to pull out my resume? Like, we can do this. But
why does that matter to us so much, D? Like, because let me tell you, I know a whole bunch of very, very qualified Black gay men to do anything. If you need a doctor, check. If you need a therapist, you need a mechanic, you need a camera person, although Kaiser's not gay, but you need anything. Like, the girls got the accolades, but also all of these girls in my head are highly qualified single men. And and I'm curious as to why do we put so much emphasis in our lives in cultivating this persona that has it all together, as Cam did, and it's only to be single at the end of it. It feels like we are solving an equation that's leading us to a result we don't want.
Well, the other side of that is too the person that's sitting on sitting on the other side of the table from you, and you know that you check all these boxes, and you're on quote unquote a date interview. The person on the other side of the table has their determining factors as well too. So you can meet all of the criteria, and we can strive to be what we want to, but when it translates to someone else, they're the one we have to pick each other. So if you're not picked, then you're right back in the same predicament, checking all the boxes, doing all the things, being all you can be, but still single because we're just not getting picked. We both have to be picked. Even if I pick you, that doesn't mean you're going to pick me.
But it just feels like we're putting a lot of effort into cultivating criteria that's not the things that people pick. Like I I don't know the last time somebody asked me what where did I go to school? How many degrees I got? How big is my house? Cuz none of that keeps anybody warm at night, does it?
You're right. No.
None of that. Like, I
The
mean,
blanket is in the bed.
it's cute to have an expensive car. It's cute to have a big ass house, but at the end of the day, it feels like we are emotionally unavailable but highly qualified men. Cuz
Absolutely.
is that your experience of our culture,
Well,
or am I the drama? Because I've been since we doing all these shows and I'm in this chair every day. I've learned I'm the drama on a whole lot of shit. So I
are
could be
you
the drama.
But are you really the drama, or are you the person with the next level emotional intelligence? Because I think that that plays a role too. Because again, going back to sitting to that person on the other side of the table from you, if you can't read the room very well, and we're trying to have an intellectual conversation that doesn't have anything to do with with what's on your resume, then that's problematic as well too. So if that
Okay.
emotional intelligence is not there, then we already are at strike one through three. Because how am I going to get through you to even to understand in the moment why is the color of this book orange? Let's have a deep dive discussion about that. Being able to have that type of discussion is a level of emotional intelligence that some people just don't have, or not that some of them don't even care to have. So even if you check all those boxes and you feel like that you're the most emotional intelligent, emotionally available, all of those things, then you still have to be able to translate that into somebody again on the other side of the table from you, who you're trying to figure out if this can work.
But the irony about that is, in my experience, the people who have any modicum of emotional intelligence be like, I'm on a journey. Like they would never say I'm emotionally intelligent. Those are the people that are like, I'm working on it. Cause I am working on it. I get like I was
Well, we
pissed
all
off
working on
yesterday on this show because something some no name somebody said in the comments. I was pissed off. And next thing you know, I'm showing the fact that my emotional intelligence ain't as high as it used to be. But let me ask another question, because I for those who don't know, like this book is dog-eared and underlined and highlighted, all kind of stuff, because I do good interviews. But this is on
absolutely.
page 86. 86. I don't know the chapter, but this is the main character has gone through emotional ups and downs, right? He has done the things and been there, done that, all the stuff, right? And he's having this conversation with himself. It says one night, after a particularly grueling session at the gym, Cameron, the main character, stood under the shower spray, letting the heat soak into his sore muscles. He had done everything right. He had changed the way he looked, the way he presented himself, and yet he was alone. When there is no one to impress, he still felt the same, like something inside him hadn't caught up to the transformation happening outside. Like you just said, D, the black gay men will have the degrees, will have the houses, will have the bodies, will have the money, will have all the things. Why are we so accomplished but miserable?
Whew. Deep breath.
I'm only asking you because you wrote the book. You wrote the book on it.
Absolutely. So my perspective is number one, we choose to stand in our own way. We don't appreciate ourselves enough. We let social media get in the way of what allows us to look, feel, act, say, do. And we
Hmm.
don't take the time out to actually evaluate who we are, to be able to say, even if those things were to make a difference, even if I was chiseled and had muscles bulging in our body, and I'd be able to display, what social media tells me that is great, and what I feel like that's going to attract a man or a partner, then you still have to internalize the fact that even if I go through all of that, am I emotionally, am I mentally available in a space to where I can even put myself out there? And a lot of times, what we will do is we will run from it by saying, I'm in transition, like you just said, transition, but not open. And that's that makes me cringe when I hear that, because I'm like, so you can be in transition and rebuilding your body, rebuilding your mind, rebuilding all the things, having, God come in, and you're on a path. I'm sorry, you're on a spiritual path with God and trying to get your life back on order. But if I'm a great man, why am I not going to keep myself open or why wouldn't you keep yourself open for somebody to come in and be able to capture your heart during the time of transition? That person can help you transition, but we're not open enough and use that as an excuse when things are not necessarily going our way. We feel like we're emotionally unavailable, or if my body's not right, or if my back then got too big. So that's kind of where I was going
I'm so
with
glad
that.
you said the back big, because let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. As someone whose back has gotten big, the girls love a big back. The girls love a belly. The girls love a little jiggle. The girls love a roll, a side roll. The girls love all of the things that internally we try to filter out. Like, I'll tell you this, and this is just me being a vulnerable moment. Like, I've dated somebody who was so perfect on the outside, and that was the biggest turnoff ever. Like, he had the body, he had the smile, skin was clear, he beat his face all the time. He had, the job and the car and the house and all of this. And all I looked for the whole time I was dating him is, where is the crack? Like, where is there any crack in this foundation anywhere? Is there any sign that you are a normal person underneath all of these accolades, all of this, all of the fluff? Because the irony is, I think that's what all of us are looking for. We're looking for the human that's underneath all of those things.
Yeah.
The human being that feels, that wants, that desires, that that cleaves, that is vulnerable and soft and sensate. We want that person. But for some reason, as Black gay men specifically, we tend to put this representative forward that none of us can connect to, because because I think we can see it's a lie. Not an
Yeah.
intentional lie, but we can see that there's a more authentic version of you underneath that you're not letting me have access to.
And you're not that, and we don't want you to ask the questions either to get to that vulnerable space. We'd rather put up a wall and have you go round and round and round it before we let you in through the smallest crack or the smallest window to be able to get to that emotional intimacy of who you are, who the individual is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I have neglected these comments because I almost forgot them on TV. Okay. NYCBK said, one day we won't be dating so complicated. We reflective and honest about if we want a relationship or sex. Now I do think that we conflate those two things because a lot of us don't know the difference. What do you think, D?
Wait, I can't hardly see the question. For some reason, it's muffled on my end.
Okay, it says one day we won't make dating so complicated. Be reflective and honest and open about be reflective and honest about if we want relationship or sex. And I said it feels like sometimes I don't think that we know the difference between what those two desires look like.
I go back to emotional intelligence. Definitely not knowing what those desires are. I think that we think that a relationship equals sex and sex equals a relationship. So
Yeah, now this is what I will say without getting all hypersexual, because that was another critique somebody left in the comments that I really do respect. Like, somebody said that, and I respect that person, and they like ride with us. So let me be clear, I'm not trying to like flirt with you, although, we'll do that after the show. But I will say that I think a lot of us have that split second of clarity when we bust a nut. Like when you get deep and you finally let down the wall and experience, and you get into your body and your feelings and how you feel about a situation. I think there's that split moment of clarity that happens during a climax. And a lot of us chase that moment of clarity because the only time we access it is through sex. Even though you can have that same clarity anywhere. Like, I talk to artists and creatives that say, like, when I'm in that flow, they get that moment of clarity that is like this big now. But for a lot of us, because we don't explore ourselves, we only think the way to access that kind of euphoria, that present momentness is when we busting a nut. And we end up just, looking for a new nut to bust every time we want that moment.
See, I think a little bit differently. So I am a hyper passionate individual and over intimate in a lot of ways. Like I am foreplay all the way down. And I have that moment like from start to finish and exploring just the individual within themselves.
Right.
And hearing the sounds that come back from the exploration. That's when that opens up. I feel like the window for both of you, and I think that it takes away from the act of actual sex and intercourse when you can get somebody to be able to be open and be able to be relaxed and be able to be free while
And
still
vulnerable.
finding a spot and
Yeah. Yeah. I but I think that a lot of us feel or our experience is the only way to get there is by is through intimate action, through intercourse, through some kind of sex. But I think that you can access that in a whole bunch of different ways if you allow yourself the vulnerability to figure out what your gateway is, right?
oh, absolutely,
Like I get
yeah,
in my
absolutely.
flow when I'm writing on Substack, or I get in my flow when I'm sitting here talking to amazing people and I feel very present moment for me. But your thing might be painting or writing books or whatever your thing is. But a lot of us don't explore our hobbies, our interests, ourselves enough to figure out how do I get into the present moment and out of my head and out of and take the armor off. That's what I think.
I will tell you that, contrary to popular belief, and you know this, I'm an athlete through and through.
Yes,
I
you
am my
are.
most authentic and vulnerable and passionate self when I step on a court, a field. Um, it, it is a just
And everybody
some
else move
people.
out of the way. That is what I
Yeah,
learned because I've watched you play sports. I dare not get on the field
but
or the court with you, but I have watched you play some sports.
I am so like it just goes to a whole nother level in terms of my level of passion, and because I've always been a team player, and I've always wanted to win. I'm a champion at heart. So you
Yeah.
put me on a floor, put me on a court, put me wherever it is. Like I, I mean, just to following up with your question in terms of like spaces, like that is like a space for me that allows me to just be the most vulnerable and free as I want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here for that. I am here for that. I gotta get to some more comments because again, I have totally neglected the comments.
Listen, whoever Rolando is he said, I know y'all see me tearing up the chat.
My bad, Rolando. Rolando is one of the faves, but I've been so tapped into the conversation. Okay, A King says because we were told those were steps to get to the white picket fence or the goal, the degrees, the house, all that. We were told that that was the way to get it. Oh, I
Meanwhile, the
mean,
18-year-olds are using AI and getting there without the picket fence and making $250,000 a month.
yes, yes, by selling foot pics or making or dancing on TikTok. Like
Yes.
I've that's a I think we just aged ourselves, but okay.
Millennial to the
I mean, brothers, NYCBK also said brothers often missed the internal work to honestly know if they are ready to be in a relationship in real terms. Sometimes we have to ask if we confuse wanting a sex buddy or a relationship. Let me find Racondius O'Brien said society has an idea of what a gay man should look like or act like, so we try to outrun their narrative. I agree with that one. Let me find
love that.
Rolando DD because let me tell you, Kevin, Kev, I was a child in the books. So just because both of us have added Elin Harris to the chat, like I feel like Elin Harris walked so Dedric Tillerson could run. Like,
I,
like
I absolutely agree.
the vibe through the book is very Elin Harris esque. Now, I will say that you have a totally different way of telling stories that is very unique to you, but And it's not just the fact that these characters presumably are black gay men. It's really, I can see myself in this book. I am not Cam. I am definitely Jason. I'm Jason looking at Cam like, nigga, where the crack at? Like, help me find your humanity inside this perfect persona that you giving. But I will say that this book has it'll be on the shelf right over there in the studio, because I would give somebody this copy, but I've written all over mine. It's all I've taken notes. I've taken so many notes. Okay, let's get ready for a break. Remember, if you would like to join the conversation, you can go to and share your 2 cents. You can go to livestream.dearblackgaymen.com. We've got 3 people waiting to ask D their questions. The link is pinned in the comments and it is in the description. We will be right back. It's one thirst trap on the internet and look good for my man when I find one. And that's why I'm excited that support for Dear Black Gay Men comes from Twillery. Black men, whether you're in the gym like me or blessed with good genetics like me, carry our weight in a couple key spots that can make suits and slacks hard to fit and uncomfortable to wear without either having to size up or break the bank in tailoring. But Twillery answers the fit problem with their performance fabrics. It's the right fit for the tailored look and just enough stretch for comfort and breathability. I'm wearing right now the solid performance polo that hugs my chest and arms while tapering just enough at the waist to show off the good parts. Twillery carries suiting, polos, button-ups, and everything to impress at the job or knock someone's socks off on a date. And you can shop for the perfect fit right now at Twillery.com, and we've got a special offer for the DBGM family. Take $18 off your first order by using code M300J. That's Twillery.com, and we thank them for supporting our channel. Welcome back to Dear Black Gay Men. Before we head out, let's comment on comments. Hit it. All right, the comments keep the vibes going through the roof on Dear Black Gay Men podcast. If you want to add your piece to the conversation, just go to livestream.dearblackgaymen.com and join us live on the show. We have 3 people waiting. All right, you ready? You ready, D?
I'm ready.
All right, go ahead. Hey, caller, what's your name? Where you from?
Hey, my name is
I know
Kenyatta. I'm from Atlanta. Hello.
I know you. Hey. For everybody else, what's your name? Where you from?
My name's Kenyatta, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Kenyatta from Atlanta, Georgia. What's your question?
Hey, Dedric.
Hello, how are you?
So, Dedric, I was texting you the entire time I was reading the book. I was in Aruba on the beach reading it the entire time. I could not let it go. So, literally. So, the title is super powerful, in my opinion. Sounds more like a declaration of self-worth after enduring so much doubt about yourself. So, what moment in your life inspired that title? And what do you hope your readers begin to stop being a maybe about in their lives after reading Cameron's journey?
So the first part of that question was after I published the book. And believe it or not, at the big age that I am, I didn't feel liberated. I didn't feel free. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I was enough until this story was published. Once I got the email and the phone call that it went live on Amazon, I felt a huge weight off my shoulders, and not because of the story within itself. It was that the fact that, you know what, the story's out there now. People will be able to read it. Hopefully they will love it. And at the end of the day, I really don't give a shit, just being flat out honest, how it is taken. And I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, like, I wear my bracelet every day that says, on here, I'm enough. And I'm never going to be anybody's maybe, because I spent too many years trying to be this individual that I feel like people wanted me to be. And honestly, some of those things are who I am. But the reality of it is that there's a whole lot of layers to the onion of me, and I needed to get this story out. So that's the long answer to the first part of the question.
That was good. Thank you.
You're welcome. The second question you asked again was, how did I forgot. I'm sorry. I got engulfed in the
What do
moment.
you? No, you're good. What do you want your readers? What do you hope your readers begin to stop being a maybe about in their own lives after reading Cameron's journey?
I definitely hope that. Well, let me first start off by saying that the title makes it seem as though it's going to be a self-help book, and the reality of it is that when you read through the 10 short stories, that you have to understand that there are nuggets in there that help you realize or things that resonate, or whether that's the main character or any one of the characters in the story. But the moment that you realize that this may be who I am is the moment that you have to stop and look in the mirror to say, have I done this? Am I going through this now? Am I worth going through this? Are they worth going through this? And at that moment, if the answer is no, then that's when you realize that you can never be anybody, or should not ever be anybody or any things maybe.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Thank you, King Goddess from Aruba
Thank you.
or wherever you are on the planet. Light Flex. Appreciate the question.
All right. Bye.
So, one thing for you, D, that I do want to question. So real quick, Man of Wars. He said that purple dude is a B word. Keep doing you, Jay. Let me tell y'all the backstory. I will tell you this. So there's somebody who gave a very pointed critique about how Dear Black Gay Men is a sinking ship, and we need to do a total 180 because they're rooting for us. They're all rooting for us. And then, like I said, DBGN fam has just been very, very supportive in the process. But that's what happened in the comments. But what back to the book though, what I am curious about is, because and I don't want to be contrary because I really did love the book, but it feels like even in the last sentence, Cameron was still his own maybe. It says, for once, Cameron felt like maybe, just maybe this time, having gone through countless emotions, he knew he had always been the prize. Maybe he had always been the prize. Should we be certain that we are the prize? Shouldn't we be sure about that?
We absolutely should be about that. So the question I have for you is, when you read that sentence, did it make you ask yourself, do I want to see more? Do I want to hear what's going to happen?
You better sell some goddamn books, D. Yes, it absolutely did. Because because what popped up in my head is, I wonder when he'll figure it out. That's what I really wanted to know. I read the whole book and I wondered, when is he going to figure it out? Because, and I won't tell you why, because that'll give away a lot of the plot. But I will say that, so if we just broaden that to our culture, we had 2 people hang up, but if we broaden that to our culture, my last question for you is, what does being certain about self look like? We know I'm nobody's maybe, but what would it look like if I am my own hell yeah?
Come on, Maya Wilkes from Girlfriends and Oh Hell Yes.
Yes.
I take this quote, and I have said it from the beginning, and Nene Leakes put it best. When I walk into that fucking room, I own it. It doesn't matter what room that I show up in. If I walk into that building, that room, that space, that office, that hotel, wherever it's at, and I know to myself that I am walking in there the beast that I am, the beauty that I am, the broad shoulders that I am, the big back that I am, or whatever it is, the confident person that I am, that is when you know. You have to be able to walk out of the house and just be sure of yourself. There have been many times, and I oftentimes hit myself over the head with this, that I would walk with my head hung low. My mom used to get on me a lot. She used to say, Dedric, bring your head up, pull your head up. Why are you walking with your head? And I realized that in about the age of 22, that I'm holding my head down because confidence level sucked. So after the age of 22, I started to work on how my body position was, how I would walk into them, how my neck was elongated. And even when I would take pictures, my neck I would try to shrink because I'm much taller than everybody. So I would try to shrink myself so that I could fit in. And the reality of the situation is that why am I trying to fit in? I have to make myself own what space that I'm in. if you're shorter than me, then
You know
okay,
what I see
but I'm
that
not gonna make myself
you know what I see when you
small.
explain that? I see like I watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and on Instagram they'll post the picture of all the judges, and it'll be like judge RuPaul judge because she's 6'4",
Right.
and then she wearing these tall ass shoes and this, and I realize that especially for, and you know better than I am because you're a lot taller than me, but especially for people that are significantly taller than me, it feels as if, and maybe this is just culture, it feels like I see physically shrinking to fit in a lot more instead
Mhm.
of, just being a tall ass big bag bitch. And I mean that as a
Exactly.
compliment.
Exactly. I
D
mean, it is. Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot for me
D
over the
when I tell
years.
you this book was so good. So I read I try to have, every time I have an interview about a book, I want to make sure I read it because I don't want to talk and,
Mhm.
be trying to sell or promote a book that I don't stand by. This one is a mainstay. Like I would read it again and again and again. My hat is off to you, and shout out to you for a job well done with I'm Nobody's Maybe. And Dustin Wood in the comments, he said, "Don't walk, y'all better run and go get this book. It's that good. It's that good." I am so proud of you. Not that you need it, but I am so proud of you that you have done this. I can't tell you how many people come on this show and say I'm writing a book or I'm thinking about a book or whatever. And the fact that you did it and you've got it and I have it in my hands and I read it and I loved it, that's an accomplishment. Shout out to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now
I'm
let's do
grateful that you read it.
yes. Now
That-
let's do some bald headed whole shit this weekend, okay?
absolutely. Not. No,
Okay, for everybody, if you would like to get this, I do think that's a good place to end it. If you would like to get I'm Nobody's Maybe, the link to it is in the description. I got to let you know that it's our Amazon link. So if you click it, I do get a little kickback. So you can support Dear Black Gay Men, and you can support the author by using our link on Amazon. And I know you also, did you say how else is the book published? Is it Audible? Is it an audio book as well? Or how else can people get it?
no, it's on Barnes and Noble as well, and then
Okay.
also Google Playbook. So if you go and search any of those, it's trending right now. So as soon as you put in "I'm Nobody's," it's going to pop up.
Get the book, everybody. Get the book. The DBGN family is definitely going to support because this is a good one. I want to thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining me, Dedric. If you want to purchase the book, remember, I'm Nobody's Maybe. The link is in the description. That was our show. I am Jay the Gentleman. That is at JAI the Gentleman on IG. We'll be right back here with another episode of Dear Black Gay Men Podcast, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. For more exclusive content, and join us on Substack. And my review of the book will be out tomorrow. You can subscribe at dearblackgaymen.substack.com. Everybody looking at me crazy because she slipped up. The link is in the description. I appreciate you all more than I can ever express. I will see you next time.